Hello and welcome to a narrated video tour for Wolfe Island West. This is an island that's for sale in the LaHave Islands in Nova Scotia. Just going to do a quick 360. And so what we're going to do is we're going to explain our tour guide Hillary has been nice enough to volunteer to take me around in a boat on the outside of Wolfe Island. I'm going to be jumping out, doing Wolfe Island and the property, jumping back in, and we're going to end up here. The wharf that you're seeing right now is owned by the residents of Wolfe Island. It's an association, so all of the folks that own property on Wolfe Island can use that. And just if you go further up, you can't really see it right now. There's the end of the road, and that's where you would park your car. That's where I've parked mine. You just walk down a little path. You jump on the water on your skiff or on your boat, and off you go. So as we drive along here, we're going to be seeing Wolfe Island, which is on the left. So we have the larger Wolfe Island, and then we have the smaller one, Wolfe Island West. And the Wolfe Island West Island, that is what's for sale. So, hi there. So what we're going to do, as I had mentioned, we're going to be taking a boat ride to Wolfe Island, and we're going to be talking about the LaHave Islands. And so the LaHave Islands was settled by the French in the early 1600s. And it's a series of approximately 21 islands. Some have been settled, some haven't, and some have power, some don't. I can tell you that Wolfe Island, which again we're seeing on the left, you can see how close it is to the islands that do have power, which is where we just were. So there's an underwater sea cable from Nova Scotia Power that goes over to Wolfe Island, and then to the listing that I have on Wolfe Island West, there's an aerial run. You can see some aerial lines there that go over. So it does have power. It has 100 amp service power. And I've been told that one of the residents here on the island actually increased their amperage to 200 amp service. So it sounds like there's opportunity to increase the amperage if one wanted to. The property that we're going to be seeing also has a dug well. And once I show it to you, there's a history that goes along with that well, which is amazing. So a lot of these properties, again, are hundreds of years old. The property that we're going to be looking at, the listing, is approximately 150 years old, and there's lots of history there as well. So we'll just be going along. One of the largest is Cape LaHave Island, and King George, when the French settled, he said that island is to belong to the people of the LaHave Islands. It's owned. It's currently on the Registry of Deeds. It's owned by the municipality of Lunenburg, and so no one can go there and develop it. It's there for the benefit of the people, for the enjoyment of the people. You can camp on it, you can hike on it, but no one can develop it. So it's a very, very special place. The island itself that we're going to be coming up to here in a moment is just under 4 acres, and we'll be seeing that inside. I do have a plot plan, so I'll be showing that to you. And in comparison, the largest of the islands, Cape LaHave, is 2,600 acres. So quite the comparison. So there's some documents that I'm going to be showing everyone when we get to the property itself, and that will help fill in the blanks. But a beautiful, beautiful day. A lot of the people that live here seasonally are people from all over the world that are owners of the property. So we have Americans, Canadians, Europeans, and this is where they come to spend their summer. I've met a lot of them, just like Hillary behind me. She's from New York, and she comes here and just absolutely loves it. So it has all of the amenities. You're only 15 minutes from Bridgewater, about 30 minutes from Lunenburg, which is a World UNESCO site because of the Blue Nose, and then you're about an hour and a half from Halifax. So comes here, completely unplugs, and just is fantastic. So now we're pulling up to Wolfe Island West. So you can see a little waterway there in the middle of the screen. So in high tide, that actually is the dividing line between Wolfe Island to the left and Wolfe Island West to the right. In low tide, you can actually walk between the islands. All of the islanders are very, very friendly with each other, and they help each other out all the time. But there is the dividing line. There's lots of little areas where people have been pulling boats in and off the land. So they've made little areas to do that. And there's lots of lagoons as well. So this is Wolfe Island West now. We're seeing the coastline. And when I go on land here in a moment, then I'm going to be taking you to a couple of spots that the seller, it's been very, very special places to the seller. So this island has only been owned by 3 people since its existence in the 1600s. It was the Wolfe family, so that's why it's called Wolfe Island. So the Wolfe family lived on this island, as well as other islanders around, and just think about it. Hundreds of years ago, there wasn't a school bus, of course, because they were islanders. So it was actually a school boat. So all of the boat would come along, grab all the kids, and then bring them to the schoolhouse, and then, of course, return that day later on. So one of the other areas of interest that we're going to be going to today is the rock right in the middle of your screen there. That is called Sunset Rock, or that's what the current owners are calling it. And they used to go there with a bottle of wine, and they used to see the sunset on the horizon there, and it was spectacular. They've sent me some pictures, or she sent me some pictures, and I hope that I am able to upload those to the listing as well. So now we're coming around. So now we're seeing our first glimpse of the property there in the middle of the screen. More coastline. So again, I'm going to be jumping off. I'm going to be showing you the property, the structures on the island, and then I'm going to be walking the island quickly to a couple of little destinations, some lagoons, and at Sunset Rock. We're going to be right there in a few moments. And then what we're going to do is we're going to jump back in the boat once we've done the island, and we're going to go all the way around the larger Wolfe Island, because there's several islands that are just off the coast here, or just off the coastline of this island, and that the locals really love. One is called $1 Beach, or $1 Island, and the beach there is fantastic. So we're taking you a bit of an adventure. So today we're a realtor today, or I'm a realtor today, and a tour guide as well. So there's the property there. Another lagoon that we'll be seeing in a moment from the land. And to the right of the property, it'll make itself evident once we pull up to it, that is Knob Island. Totally separate island, but they're very close to each other. And because they're so close, it really makes for calm water as we continue on here. And great for swimming and all that type of thing. So you can see that there's a shed on the left. And then we have the property there. I'll be explaining several things when we go inside. There's the wharf. And another little beach area. And everything that you see in this video is included in the list price with the property. So it's truly a plug-and-play recreational property. So everything that you see is going to remain here. Okay, so we're just going to pull up. So I'm just going to make sure that grab the wharf. All right, way to go, Skipper Hillary. Awesome. Okay, up we go. Big step. Thank you. We'll be back in a minute. All right, cool, thanks. Okay, so here we go. So that's where we just came from. So another one of the favorite spots of the seller is right here. So sitting on the Adirondack chairs and looking at the sunset. It's spectacular. Again, I hope that I can make use of some of the pictures that she sent me. So there's Knob Island, and this would be a little lagoon. So very calm waters, great for swimming. It's just fantastic. And that way, that's where we're going to be finishing our tour. We're going to go around the larger Wolfe Island and then head back to where we started. So as you can see here, a nice beach area. So the boat and the chairs and everything that we'll be seeing around the property and in the property, again, that's all included. Okay. So again, where we just came from, there's the wharf. Walking around now to the front of the property. And you have just panoramic views everywhere you look because it's an island. So, and there's another lagoon there, another slipway for a boat over there. That is towards the main body of the island, again, just under 4 acres. And that goes towards the well. We're going to be talking about that. And here's the property itself. So 150 years old approximately. So there is the main house. This addition was put on in the early 1900s, they think, from what I was told. And that was actually a kitchen from another property, from another island, and then they brought it here and they connected it to the property. The reason why this is being sold, folks, is because one of the sellers has passed. So it was Clive and Terry. So this was Clive's... This was his beautiful place, and when he met Terry and they married, it was their beautiful place. And the only reason that this is being sold is because Clive has passed. And I say it and I explain that to you, so then as I'm walking through, I'm going to be talking about things that Clive did. So he bought this property in 1977. So it was owned by the Wolfe family, and then there was another owner that Clive bought it from. He purchased it in 1977. And now, for the first time ever in history, it's now seeing the market. So a very, very special place. So Clive did a lot of different things in his life. He was a professional downtown Halifax, and he was also a contractor. He built several homes, and he was a very skilled person with trades at his disposal as well as himself. So what had happened here with the addition on the left, which was a living room, there was some rot there. So what he did is he tarped it up, and then he was going to finish it because he did put on an addition on the back here, which we'll be seeing in a moment, and unfortunately he passed. So that that's why it's in its current state, and I'm going to be taking you inside of that. It wouldn't take much to finish it off, which would add at least another third of square footage to the main floor. The roof was done in recent years, so that's a 30 to a 35 year shingle, asphalt shingle. You also have skylights on both sides of the roof, and that's where the bedrooms are. The exterior is a wood shingles, and the foundation is a combination of piles, stone, and mortar. Again, 150 years old. The addition on the back is newer, and that's why it's on piles. And there's a crawl space, and basically it's right on bedrock, which is what a lot of the properties are. They're built, as you can see, they're right on the beach, because LaHave, way back in the day, was the hub of the fisheries industry in this area. So this was a very, very, very busy place. Now, the Wolfe family. So then we're going to go inside. The Wolfe family, all the schooners and the fishermen from Canada and the eastern seaboard of the United States used to come here for fishing and whatnot. And this place was known for two things. One was that they used to cut hair here. And the other, so there was a barber that used to live here as part of the Wolfe family. And the barber chair has actually been donated to the museum, which I have a picture of. I'm going to be uploading it to the listing. And so all the fishermen used to come here to get their hair cut. And then the well, which is a dug well, which is one of the most plentiful wells with regards to water on the islands, from what I've been told. So they used to come here to fill up their water reserves, their fresh water reserves, because it doesn't run dry, and get their hair cut. So there's a little bit of history. Okay, so let's walk inside, and then we're going to do the island. So again, when Clive would renovate and whatnot, he wanted to stay true to the era and to the look and the feel. And Clive and Terry would try to stay here as long as they could every year. The heat source is a stove there, a wood-burning stove, and they had some other heaters and whatnot. And one year, I believe the longest that they were able to stay here was 8 months. So they absolutely loved the place. It's a magical place. So we'll continue. So there is the door that goes into the area that is ready to be renovated and rebuilt. I will take you in there. So we've got wood floors here, the wide planks. All of the furniture that you're seeing is included. There's where we just came from. So again, the view of the ocean out of every window. Going into the kitchen now. So it does have running water. A lot of the properties on the islands do not have running water. So there's your sink, some cabinetry, your view from your kitchen window. Stove, fridge, 100 amp service, which I'll be showing you in a moment, a fuse panel. We'll continue on. We're going to be talking about some of the documents here that I have for you, and then we'll be doing the rest of the island. So there's your access, one of the access to the crawl space underneath. There's the power panel, so you can see 100 amp service. This is the staircase that goes upstairs to the 2 bedrooms. This is the wing that Clive, one of the last things that he did. He built the shed, which we're going to be seeing in a moment. He built this addition. So you can certainly see that he knew what he was doing. You have little cubby holes and all that type of thing, so you can get at the plumbing in the back. That is a full bathroom, which we'll be seeing in a moment. You have another door here. You can see the water there. And here you have a pump for the well, and you have a filter for the well water. And here you have a hot water tank, a small hot water tank. So again, a lot of the islands don't have running water. Some of them don't have electricity, and they don't have hot water, of course, if they don't have running water. So it's really a special place. So this is the bathroom. So there's your toilet, your sink, and a lot of the items that you're seeing in the video now are antiques, and of course they stay with the property. So there's your view from that window, which is the ocean, of course. View from this window, the ocean. There's an outside shower, which we're going to be seeing in a moment. And then you have a full bathtub shower unit. Acrylic, nice and easy to clean and maintain. Continuing on. So now we're going to be going upstairs. Here we go. can see the old hand-hewn wood, because a lot of the wood that was used to build the property, I'm sure, came from the island. So here's your master bedroom, windows and skylights. There's your chimney coming up from your wood-burning stove, goes up to the attic, or we're in the attic, goes up to the roof line. There's where we just came from, and the dressers and the chests and the little TV, the beds, all the linens, they're all included. And there's the second bedroom there we're going to be going into. So you can see the water from every window. There's a tree there. But one of the skylights, look at the view. And you have the beautiful fresh air coming in from the ocean. And then you have another skylight on this side. And then you have a window. And there's the tarped area that we spoke about a moment ago. Going into the second bedroom now. So this was the addition that he put on. So you could easily do this, more than likely, with the area that's tarped, which would increase the square footage substantially. So wood floors. We're up in the attic now. So 2 skylights, one there. That door does open, so you can open it up and just have beautiful fresh breeze coming in. There's another skylight there. And that's where we just came from. So you can see that there's the roof line, and you can still see the tar paper. So when this was put on, it added a substantial amount of square footage. So you could easily do the same thing out this way. And not only would you have square footage on your main floor, but possibly upstairs as well. Okay, so now we're going to go down. So the value of all of the items that are on the property, Terry's valuing somewhere between the $45,000 and $50,000 mark, and again, they're just included in the purchase price. So this is the deed when Clive bought it from Janet Green. So again, the Wolfe family, then Janet Green for a short time. She never lived here. She owned both of the Wolfe Islands here. And then you can see how this is Wolfe Island West. And then Clive bought it in 1977, and it's never seen the market, period. So what we're going to do is, this is the house here. There's a slipway here for to bring up sailboats or whatever you'd like. There's another one right there for boats, and there's all kinds of lagoons all over the place. This is the area that we talked about, the dividing line. So high tide, we saw that, and low tide, you can actually walk across. This is Sunset Rock right around here, so we're going to be seeing that in a moment. And then you've got little tides and inlets all the way through. And then there's Knob Island, which is just over there. Okay, so this is from the Registry of Deeds in Nova Scotia. You can see here that this is the entire island. Okay, so that's what's for sale, the island and everything on it. And again, you can see here that it's just under 4 acres. This is a nautical map for the LaHave Islands area. So you have Rizzers Beach here. You have to drive on the road that brings you right through Crescent Beach, which you can drive on with your car, which is amazing. It's about a mile long. And then here's all the islands. The island that we're on is right there. It's very, very small compared to everything else. Of course, some of the other islands, and there's Cape LaHave. So there's the largest island. That again, King Henry, back in the 1600s, said that this island shall never be developed. It shall never be lived on full time. And it is a gift from him to the residents of the area, which is still the case today. So beautiful, beautiful area. Because of all the islands, the water in here is very calm a lot of the time. So a great place for everything that's aquatic. So whether it be swimming or fishing or kayaking, just a great, great area. There's an aerial view that was done a while ago. It was done looks like it was done in 1992. So this is during low tide. So this right here is where we are right now. We're actually standing right there. There's Knob Island. There's Wolfe Island West, and then there's Wolfe Island, and there is where I've parked my car, and this is where we came right now. And then when we leave, we're going to go around, and then you can see some other islands like Sand Dollar Island, which is cool, which is great. You can also see here that this has been a tourist destination since, well, for a very long time. There's a pamphlet here from the 1950s and 60s. all about a relaxed lifestyle. You can't be here and be stressed. It's awesome. So this is also a newer tourist pamphlet. So you have Petite Riviere and the LaHave area. So in this area, you've got ecotourism. So everything outside, and see the sea life, see the just the beautiful area, how calm and pleasant it is. And then you also have museums. You have a winery. You have the LaHave Bakery, which is quite famous now. You have the LaHave cable ferry, which is great to go on. Just a beautiful, beautiful area. Okay, so now we're going to do a quick run along the island itself. So I know that this is a longer video tour, but you might not be able to get here, even though I can facilitate people coming out, but you might not be in Nova Scotia. You might be somewhere else in the world. So this is the area that Clive never got to finish. You can see that wall there has been rebuilt. And then what happens is that these properties are all built on the bedrock. So that's what you're seeing here, and then some debris around. And so the floor needs to be rebuilt, and some other walls and the roof line. But you can see the size of this room, and the measurements are online, that if you were to finish this, there's the door on the other side of the room, the living room. It would add considerable square footage. Close that. There's the outside shower that I mentioned when we were inside. There's the window to the bathroom. And again, you can see the skylights and the new roof shingles. And there's the wharf. This is the fire pit area there. And again, beautiful water views of lagoons and lots of wildlife around. Just spectacular. This is the shed. So there's lots of tools in here, all of which remain. And the dimensions of the shed are online. Okay, so now we're going to see the body of the island. So this is a walkway. There's another side of the property there. Here's a walkway going to the main part of the island. This would have been a lot to build this walkway, so 150 years to build it, so there you go. And this is where the well is. And so there's the pump, so there's a line underground, and this is where the fresh water comes. So again, this well has never run dry, from what I've been told, in 150 years. So schooners used to come and fill up the reserves. Other islanders used to come and get water from here. And here it is. So there we go. And again, where we just came from. Okay, so now we're going on to the main part of the island. So there's been different paths that have been cut. Hopefully I don't get too winded. You don't want to hear me breathing. And there's been a little bit of cleanup of fallen trees and that type of thing. I'll show you, there's several lagoons. I'll show you one just to see what they look like, but they're all around the island. There's about half a mile of water frontage coastline all around. So there's Sunset Rock down that way. We'll be going there in a moment before we head back. Okay. So if we go over here. So if someone wanted to develop this island, put a large home, certainly could. Here's another spillway, or slipway, pardon me, for a boat. That's how you pull it up. There's the crank, so that's how you pull it up. And here's another lagoon. And this is the dividing waterway that we saw when we were in the boat. So again, at low tide, you can walk right across. All right. So that's what a lot of the lagoons look like at high tide. And now I'm going to take you quickly as my little feet can carry me. I'm going to take you to Sunset Rock. And that's where Terry and Clive used to grab a bottle of wine and watch the sunset, hence its name. Okay. Continuing on here. So again, the path has recently been cut. And that's one of the other things I should mention. So I have a full list of tradespeople, a caretaker, anything that someone who's looking at owning this property as a seasonal residence during the summer months. If they're not physically here, then there's local folks who can take care of everything for them. Okay. Just going to cross. There. So, Sunset Rock. So we were just out in the water a short time ago. Just a beautiful, beautiful place. And I can see here that my video is going on 26 minutes. So I think what we'll do is we'll cut it here. I will take a picture of some of the other islands, and we'll go from there. So there, now you have a full appreciation for what the island is, where it is, what makes it so beautiful and pretty, and it's an amazing place. So there you go. My name is Chris Ryan. I'm a realtor with Royal LePage Atlantic in Halifax. If you have any questions or you would like to schedule a personal viewing, please contact me. My phone number is 902-830-4465. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.